What's up, y'all? It's your girl Darlisha, and I'm coming at y'all with a video. Um, my place is a mess right now. Well, it's not really a mess, but my bed ain't made, but who cares? So anyway, get into these rings, y'all. Oh, y'all, it's got me feeling so extra. So if I'm talking with my hands a lot in the video, it's because I'm feeling myself with these rings on from Lovisa. I got them on sale. How you doing? All right. So anyway, now that that's out the way, I just want to give y'all a couple of updates, I guess, like some life updates, what's going on with me, where I'm at and everything. Because again, y'all that have been rocking with me from the beginning know that I'm moving out. I moved to LA to really just to grow and to go after what I want in life, but to grow as well and to grow along the journey. So with that being said, we're on the cusp of a new decade, and there are just some things that I feel like I've made up in my mind that I will not be taking in this new decade. I'm just not gonna do it. um and being broke is definitely one of them. I'm grateful for everything that I have, everything I've had, every season of my life, all of that. I'm so grateful. But I also realize that I do need to go harder in the things that I want to do. And I also feel like I've said it before, but now I've actually, like, I'm doing the work right now to start a business, or probably two in this next year. But we'll see. We'll see how everything fares out. But I think one of the businesses that I want to do. I used to make cell phone cases, and at one point I was selling them a lot, and then it seems like it just kind of died out a little bit. And so, well, it didn't die out. I think I had a disappointment with an order. And so I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna do this. But now I'm like, you know what, this may be something, um and the other day, actually, because I made a cell phone case, and um hold on, let me just grab it real quick. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay. I don't know where it is. Don't know where my phone is. Where the heck is my phone? Okay. Woo. All right. So let's get this back here. So I made a cell phone case, and it's just like a sample, a little bit. But I made the cell phone case, and I took it to work, and I had it charging at the desk. And this woman comes in, and she's like, "That's the most beautiful cell phone case I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I made it myself." And she was like, "Well, sweetie, if you made that, you in the wrong line of business." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm working on it, because you know what? I agree." I agree. And so I'm gonna make another a sample of that's a little bit more streamlined, and I'll probably make two more samples, and then just kind of work on getting more material and just seeing how I can manufacture it. Because for something like this to really profit me and make me money and not be a side hustle, because I'm not trying to be a side hustlepreneur. Okay. Maybe in the beginning I get it, but over time, no. This will be, if I do this, this is what I decide to do, I will be manufacturing these bad boys, and they will be in stores. So when you go into Best Buy or wherever you buy your cell phone cases, mine will be there right next to Kate Spades and Case Logic and all of those cell phone case lines. All right. And then another one is a hair company. I've wanted to do a hair company for a while. I know how to make wigs. I do need to brush up on my wig making skills, but I think that it's high time for me to just start a business, especially since, y'all, I'm working. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bit corporate, but it kind of ain't. I'm not going to say everything, because this is the World Wide Web, and whatever I say can be used against me. But I know that being an entrepreneur is where it's at for this girl here. And it's what I've always dreamed of. And in 2020, your girl is showing up as her wildest dream. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Your girl is being fearless in this new year. Your girl is singing in front of peoples. Your girl is dressed to the nines. Your girl got money and manages it very well. Your girl is going to be emotionally healthy. Okay. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. And I feel like moving out here has really showed me in every way that you can think of. I know a few videos back, probably this time last year, I was talking to y'all about how I be spending money. Your girl, we done got a handle on that now. We done had some hard lessons. We done had some crazy situations. I ain't spending mindlessly no more. Okay? I'd be like, nah, you know what? I'm good. Nah. And I've kind of just realized too, like, for example, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more later in the video, but I kind of just realized, like, you know, when it comes to spending money, I just kind of like to say what I need and get what I need, because before I would get anxious. When I got paid, I would get anxious about my money, and knowing that I needed things, I wouldn't spend money on what I needed because I was anxious about spending money on what I needed. And if it's $60, $70, $80, I'm spending too much. But then I look at like the little things that I would buy due to being anxious over money. And it's like, you spent well over $80, sis. And now you broke. And it's the end of the month, sis. So I've got a handle on that, though I do need a job that provides me a little bit more financial stability. I will say I've kind of gotten a way better handle on that. Life will teach you. Y'all, life will teach you. Okay. So yeah, I've gotten better on that. And I will say too, I'm just grateful. I really am grateful because I remember when I first moved out here, I remember being so frustrated about some things and just sending up frustrated prayers to God about what things surrounded about money. Like, why, what's up? I feel like I'm always broke, da 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 da, la 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 la. And I feel like the answer that God gave me was that prosperity starts from in here. It's an internal condition that manifests itself in what's around you. And so everything is truly a mindset. You know, and that's why it goes back to me saying I felt anxious about what I needed and what I didn't need. And so I would, you know, have clothes that's worn out, but I didn't want to buy any more clothes. Or like my apartment, I'm finally getting stuff in my apartment and I'm so happy, because before I'm like, I ain't got the money, I ain't got money. There's some stuff it may take a while to get. Like sis needs somewhere, sis needs a sofa. Okay. But like that may take a minute because your girl, I wouldn't even say it's just because I'm picky. But I do need a sofa, but it needs to be a sofa designed for a small space, and it probably needs to be cute. We'll see how that works out. I would, you know, there are some other things that I would like for my place, but my place is starting to finally come together. But it started to come together because the way that I view money has changed. So I'm not afraid of spending money on what I need because of the dollar sign, if that makes sense. I don't know if I can articulate it correctly or not. So, and then I'm just prioritizing. And also, y'all, let me tell you. And also, when I get paid, I'll be like, this is what I'm taking care of, and this is what I'm spending. And after that, I ain't spending no more money. I don't care who come a knocking, who come a calling. Okay? Your girl is not going to be stressed out about money. Period. Whether it's about bills, whether it's about being anxious over money and fearful over money and having money, but I feel like I'm anxious about it, so I'm spending it frivolously or carelessly. No. Nah, nigga. All 2020, nigga. Nah. And I'm grateful. Like I really am grateful for everything. And I'm grateful for where I am right now. Because me last year wasn't like this. Me last year was still definitely fretting over every little thing concerning money, spending money carelessly, yada 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 yada. But baby, she didn't learn. She didn't learn. So I'm grateful, and I'm just grateful. Like I said, I'm grateful for my little, apartment. I love my apartment. There are things that I would like to change. Hallelujah. But I'm grateful, and I went to a small group party, and I think that for me, meeting other people who are also transplants into LA and just hearing their story and stuff, and it adds perspective, because sometimes I think we could be so caught up in like where we're at and what we feel like we don't have, or we're so caught up in our world, and it's like you're doing a lot better than what you think you are, because it could be worse for somebody else. It was worse, it is worse, or just seeing that you're not the only one. You're not the only one that's going through something. You're not the only one that, like, for me, seeing like you're not the only one that's moving here and adjusting. Like, you're not alone. This is kind of like a rite of passage for transplants, especially if you came here by faith, nigga. So, yeah. And then just also seeing in that same group of people who was like, yo, I quit my job and I'm working full time for my own non-for-profit company or organization. Or people that say, you know what, when I first moved out here, I was living in an old apartment building, old little studio in Van Nuys, or I was living in an old little studio in Tarzana, or wherever, somewhere in the valley, or somewhere in Koreatown. Those are the money saving spots. But like now going, I see their place, and it's like, wow, you have granite countertops and everything is new. Wow. So where you're at now, and it just showed me like where I'm at now, it's not always going to be like this. And it's not just so horrible, but it ain't always going to be like this. Like, that's so much hope right there. And I think that it's important for me to learn to just like, to take ownership so that it's not always like this. Like, sis can be completely booed up next year, making marriage plans, nigga. Okay? Sis can be on a tour next year. Sis can be on TV next year. Okay? So it's like, it's not always gonna be like this. It's not always gonna be like this. And I'm saying it with full 100% faith, I will be thriving next year. Period, poo. Period, poo. And that's in every way. And with that being said, I was talking about being emotionally healthy and relationally healthy. I'm even pushing myself to like be a little different about how I see relationships and handling things a little differently than I have in the past. And that's kind of all I'll say on that. But I think that I'm kind of just like seeing things a little differently and learning when it's necessary to humble myself in relationship with others. Yeah, I think that our generation, we real quick to cut off people, and that ain't always the move. So and I'm talking about just like your regular friends and or family. That's not always the move. It's not. Sometimes, I think you just need to learn to agree to disagree. Some friends you just can't talk about certain things with. So that's, and I think that goes back to my video that I talked about, that you don't have to always cut people off, and you need to know when, you should or shouldn't, but every little thing does not deserve a cut off. And I stand by that 100%. But then there are times where some stuff is like, nah, you gotta go. There's the door. Okay, my old supervisor said, if you don't like it, there's the door. He ain't tell me that though. He ain't tell me that. But yeah, so there are times I think where you need to be humble in relationships and know how to talk certain issues through. And I think there's a time where it's like, okay, if we've talked it through and we're still not seeing eye to eye, or you're still acting in such a way that I have expressed to you that I don't like, or that hurts my feelings, whatever, then you got to go. So it's just about knowing how to discern things. But I'm not a fan of cutoff culture, though I myself in the past have been a part of cutoff culture. But your girl is learning and growing. Yes. So I'm very happy about next year. I'm like really excited about this decade. I'm claiming the 20s is my decade. When you not just the 20s though, just kind of like the start, my bursting through. When you think of Dalisha, future generations will think of the 20s. Yeah. So that's about it. I'm being real extra this upcoming year. If you think I was extra before, wait until next year. If you think I was extra now, wait until next year. Yeah. All right. So here is to slaying giants and chasing dreams. And I'll see y'all in the next video.